right? Like, it's as complicated as the microphones you guys use on these radio shows. So
no, that's why we have engineers for those things. But there's no engineer, when it comes to the dating world. I mean, I would just start. It seems to me, as someone who has been in the online, arena here, women have a massive home court advantage over the men. Is that a defeatist male attitude? It seems like women can swipe right on anybody they want's going to be a match. Dudes, it's going to take a while. Am I wrong on that, or where are we?
You are 100% correct. And that's why I do encourage women to get online, but it is still work. But here's the numbers. And I am a numbers girl, although I was a Spanish major. But when it comes down to it, I always say this, dating is a numbers game. It's just like job interviewing. You need to go to multiples, figure out which one fits for you and for them. But with women, they could swipe on 30, talk to 10, go out with one. That's double for you guys. You got to swipe at least on 60. Maybe you'll get 20.
I'm going to go north of that. Yeah.
Right. And I used to say it was 50 to talk to 20. No, it's even worse now. And these women are just so darn hicky. I got to tell you, I look at them and I just shake my head at them and I say, that is why you're single. And that's why you're going to stay single.
Can they afford to be, though? Is that why? Because they have these where guys can't really do that?
Well, people do have inflated numbers of themselves. You look on a scale of 1 to 10. What are you? Let's all be honest. We all have a number on the 1 to 10 scale. Heidi Klum is a 10. She's 9.5. Like she's a rock star.
Right.
But these women that have money or, they have enough Botox to think that they're the 9.5 too, really do have this inflated view of themselves. I don't find men to be like that. I find that you guys are realistic. And here's my thing is I believe dating should be 80% realistic, 20% romantic. Let's get real. These women are wanting private jets and they want, I have girls on a first date. They're like, I only want to go to Mastro's Steakhouse. I'm like, what? You're 30 years old and you think a guy on a first date should take you to Mastro's Steakhouse. Goodbye. Like, I will not set a girl up like that. Like, where does she come from to think that?
I don't know. We all ask these questions.
I'm with you guys. And but there are amazing women out there, but maybe they weren't the hottest photos either. Just like you guys don't have great photos. And
we're terrible at photos. Can you give some photo advice? Because we are the worst and women have a PhD in it.
Yeah, well, we do. And I have a whole podcast on this. Like my whole first season was on online dating because I'm expensive. I'm happy to be hired. Please hire me. I will, I can get more yeses than you'll ever swipe yes on. So, but online is where it can be at. Lots of people find each other online. You meet couples who have men online, but first impressions matter. And I know that men are visual, but women nowadays are just as visual and they are quick to say no because of a bad photo. And so even in my season 1, like I have one episode just on your photos, guys, photos, do's and don'ts for apps. Right. So, we can go over the don'ts.
Give me a couple, give me one of each. So doing a don't or maybe a couple of each.
Oh yeah. Okay. So why don't you tell me, let me see if you can understand. What do you think a don't is? Don't do this.
Well, I've cheated because I've listened to your podcast. So the selfie listener. Yes. The selfie, the gym selfie, the disaster, dead animals, I assume are probably not good to be standing over a deer, but I don't know. Maybe some women are into that.
So, okay, let's go to the gym selfie one, right? Look, I actually say that's a do if you're super into fitness. Okay. If you do because you're trying to attract that girl who's also super into fitness. I don't want, though, in the photo, the low cut, hairy armpit.
Sweaty, ripped down to your side, right to your belly button.
We'd even rather see like a good, nice T-shirt with your arm coming out of it. That's even more sexy. So that's a better do. But don't do the selfie in the bathroom because we're not looking at the bath. We're not looking at you. I don't care if your abs look fabulous in the lighting. We're looking at the bathroom. Every minute detail we are noticing. We're noticing. It's like, does he take care of himself? Does he clean his bathroom? Oh my gosh, what is that over in the corner? Like that's what we see. We don't see you.
No.
And it's just lazy. It's everything is about effort. You hear me always say effort is everything. Ladies, pick the man who gives you effort. Not the hot guy, not the guy with the abs, not the guy with the good head of hair. Pick the man who does the effort. So also going back to the deer, don't have the fish pic. Ladies hate it. I love it. I love one good fish pic. I think it's cute. It's manly. Like if it's the fan,
especially if you're into fishing, right?
Sure. And like guys love a girl who's into fishing. So ladies, you should put a fish pic. If you have fly fished, oh my gosh, it's a selling point, right? I'm of the belief that if the world goes crazy, at least I got a man who can fish. And honestly, that's like masculine to me. So I think these ladies that poo-poo the fish pic, it's got to be the balance of like one fish pic. And I don't want a nature pic or a car pic. If you don't own it, then don't put a photo of it. And if you've never been there, I don't want to see that. And if it's a plant, I don't really care. It should only be you. And really, like I want to see you dressed up though. That is the most number one important picture. I want to see one dressed up photo.
Like a suit dressed up, like that kind of dressed up? Yeah.
The effort photo, right? Like you actually went above and beyond your everyday and you look nice. You were at a wedding. And of course, you're not going to go do this for a photo shoot. You might do it in the business world. You see that, the cross-armed business suit. I look like a broker of some sort. Not my favorite, but the classic first date outfit, which I have that perfect first date outfit. I should quiz you. Do you know what my perfect first date? I
know that the dark jeans, the white T-shirt, and now you say the blazer. I will say this: Louisville is not a formal town like that. Would almost. It's tough for me depending on where you're going, though. I guess obviously that matters. Right. I think it's a more casual town. Again, you're the expert here. But it feels a little casual. I mean, unless you're going to like a decent enough restaurant, like you're not going to Buffalo Wild Wings in a sport. You're not going there on a first date anyway.
Nor coffee or anything like that. Here's the deal with blazers: it's all about the fabric, right? And we women could say, well, I don't want to wear a dress on a date. It's too fancy. There's a million styles of dresses, and there really are a lot of kinds of blazers that you can wear. It's the different fabrics that kind of produce a different sentiment to your outfit. A sweater, a V-neck sweater over a T-shirt is nice. It's just that styling up. It's the details. I always talk about pocket squares, good socks. Like you probably will love this little storyline. So I believe that men's socks are like women's panties. Okay.
That's already good.
And my kids are old enough now that I can say this live on air in places that may be heard by my children and my children's friends. But if you are on a date and you're a female, you should say, hey, can I see your socks? Right? So if you see a guy with white socks, run. That's just so like bro code. I can't handle it. If you see a guy with kind of the basic brown or blue because it matches his pants, he's also boring, which can relate to other places in life. If you see a guy with fun socks, I love the polka dot. I love the stripes. I even love the ones that have like hot sauce on it because you like hot sauce. I love it. It tells me something about character and personality, right? They're a little bit more creative, expansive. Like they can, go a little further to the edge if and when needed. And then you've got the guy that wears the no sock or the no sock look, which I absolutely love. It's super in fashion. You got to run. That's a whole look. You can't.
Because summer too, it makes sense, right? Yeah.
Right. So that is kind of the epitome, is the guy who can pull off the no sock look, right? And so just like with women, you got granny panties. Nobody wants to see a woman in granny panties. We all have seasons of granny panties, but no man needs to see that. And then you've got girls who wear fun panties. And now no man is allowed to ask this question on the date ever. May I just put this disclaimer?
I was going to say, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Ever. Yeah. That is a privilege. She decides when you get to learn it. So hold your horses there, buddy. But yeah, you want a woman, let's be honest, that has those fun little panties. And there's lots of them out there. I mean, you can get them at Target nowadays, believe it or not. So, and then there's a girl who wears no panties. I mean, hey, so there's like levels of socks and panties.
Katy Clark is here, ESPN Louisville, 9th and Randallville. We're getting some coaching here. And so we'll tell you more about some of the other things that she can do. Okay, so we covered that. You have another one that I think that is good. When you talk about, it sounds, I don't know, almost utopian. Let's meet for coffee or for lunch. But you are big on meet for a drink rather than for coffee.
Yeah. Ambiance is everything. First off, coffee is something you do with your girlfriend. You get it by yourself. My son does it in college with the girls he likes. No, we're adulting here. I always say date like an adult. That is one of my mottos. And, we're part of the 20%ers. So there's of the 100% of people dating, 80% are junk. They're lazy. They're not ready. They're financially not ready. They're not mentally ready. There's so many 80%ers out there that the 20%ers are going to put the effort in. Again, it's the E word. But so the idea behind drinks, and I even have a podcast, dinner or drinks, really go with what the lady wants. Offer both. Because this is what's going to happen. You're going to offer just drinks, and she's going to think you're cheap, that you don't want to pay for dinner. So sad to say that you guys are like stuck in a quandary here, right? It's, shamed if you do, shamed if you don't. So always, offer drinks or dinner, ask her what she'd like, what she's most comfortable with, and she should communicate that. I tell these ladies, men don't read minds, right?
Right.
Tell them
At least
what
not
you
well.
want to be sick. Yeah, at least not well. Yeah, even if we tell you directly, sometimes you have to say it again. But and then at drinks, let's say she just says drinks, please offer an appetizer. There are women who will say, well, he didn't offer me anything. Yeah, but you said you wanted drinks only. And so again, always offer food, because you don't want to look like you're also trying to get her drunk, if that's the case. But yeah, it's the ambiance. It's the excitement of dressing up. These women need to kind of get in their zone. Everyone's in their headspace all day long. She might have been taking their kids all over. You know what it's like driving your kids all around. You're not feeling real sexy and wanting to get to know someone. So she needs to have her like get ready time. And then when you show up looking hot, because I'll tell you what, the hotter he dresses, the quicker I want to take his clothes off. Like my man dress is hot. Like if he did it, I would be like, go back, something different. That's not working for me. It needs to work for me. Like what he wears needs to work for me, right?
What's like a big no-no? Give me a big no-no in terms of dress.
Recently, somebody DM'd me and sent me this picture, and they're younger, but it was like a long sleeve t-shirt over baggy jeans and work boots. Like my boyfriend would never do that. Like my man would never do that. So I don't have to worry about it. But why would you show up in work boots and jeans that are over baggy? That is what you wear to go watch football with your buddies. This is not football. It's just like church. Like I have date night dresses that I would never wear to church. So we have appropriate clothes for appropriate reasons. And it's really getting your style and figuring that out. And, women say this. So here's a question. Women will always say to me, Katy
Clark with us here. We're talking about some tips, guys that need some help. I got a couple other ones here. Apps, is Bumble. Is it different city by city, bigger cities versus small cities? We're kind of in no man's land. We're like the 50th market. So we're not a big town, not a small town. So I don't know where Louisville falls in there, but does it vary by market size for you, like size of a city, or no? Or what do you tell people?
Here's the deal. It's always a numbers game, and people usually diversify their dating portfolio by being on multiple apps. So I think it really boils down to women being overwhelmed. So we talked about this earlier, how it really is a woman's market, right? And she is overwhelmed, and then she loses interest. And then all these hottie patatis on there are not reaching out to anybody because they're texting me, Katy, I'm like tired of 75 men DMing me. So I'm a believer in Bumble. I think you guys should all be rock stars on your profiles in Bumble, because when she swipes yes, green light. You don't even have to worry if she ever going to text you back. I believe in Bumble, and I put all my clients on Bumble, and we have the best success.
Because women actually read the profiles on Bumble, I understand. I mean, it's not just the...
And it's 300 words, 300 letters, whatever. That's like nothing. So guys, you can do it. The whole ask me anything, low effort. Again, we're looking for effort. The biggest thing in your profile writing is that it needs to be memorable, detailed. So don't say you like red wine and travel. That makes me want to throw up. Everybody likes red wine and travel. Say I had a Chateau Montelena when I was in the Swiss Alps on my last vacation. You sound interesting.
That sounds pretty good.
Right? There's something about those details that a girl is looking for. Of course, we are looking through photos and the details of your photos. But when a girl can be charmed into liking you, and through your bio, that is definitely an inlet to kind of show. And I have 3 podcasts in a row where I was on Bumble and Hinge for all my clients. And I just cut and pasted everyone's amazing ones, amazing bio lines.